This week, we look at RemixCon winners, day-breaking goodness, we talk to Fantem, and find out what Montague was lying about. Since our last episode, God has killed exactly 463,296 kittens. What have you done with your free time?
Welcome, distinguished guests. We bring you tidings. I'm Kelsey.
I'm Cassie.
I'm Noli. The K is silent. And this is SCP Weekly.
Our first stop this week is looking at some article comments on the wiki. But what's a comment section without people acting like assholes for no reason? It seems that not even the SCP Wiki is safe from people giving overly harsh critiques. Here's some of our favorites. My brother in Christ. I checked your idea forum post and you have no green lights and no critique. Like, learn how it works first. You're a new writer, so you need green lights and critiques before posting. I would recommend deleting this page because it's gonna get deleted at some point, and just, like, doing it right.
The entire writing seems to have bad grammar. I understand this is translated from another branch, but I don't see how this is a success on any branch.
This is incredibly cringe. The title is childlike. My biggest issue with this is that the article doesn't make sense on the site. I'm sure there's context for this on the other branches, but there is none here. -1.
That was Fedora wearing everything it needed to be.
All right, let's move on to RemixCon. RemixCon's results were announced last week.
For SCP articles, the winner is author Long Arm Larry with SCP-7918.
Cassie, read it. Go ahead, we all know you want to.
Hooray! Ronald Reagan dies of acquired immunodeficiency syndrome-related complications!
For the GOI format category, the award went to Harmacy for Critter Profile CAC Dealer, based on SCP-2337, Dr. Spenko. The top-rated tale was She's Worth It, I Promise, from Love Marginal, remixing SCP-7324, You're Worth It, I Promise. You are worth it, Kelsey.
That's why I charge so much.
Yeah, Cassie, not so much.
Yeah, that's fair.
At least you said her name right.
Oh my god, he did!
Character development.
Although in his defense, he is on a podcast with a Cassie and a Kelsey. It can't be easy.
No, it really is just a matter of time.
Best artwork was awarded to Radiger for She is Completely Sentient and a remix of SCP-085, hand-drawn Cassie.
And I have the photos from that. We're going to post that on the Patreon, out on the public page.
And finally, for the unsorted category, the winner was Anki Swallow for Secure Facility Dossier Site 387, a remix of SCP-387, The Living Lego. Congratulations to all the winners, and a big shout out to the runner-ups as well. They also worked hard on their content and deserve some love too.
Did you guys have any favorites?
My personal favorite from it was SCP-7354, The Crier Pool. And I don't know if I'm saying that right, but fuck it. This one was a remix of The Red Pool, SCP-354, and it is continuing developing the canon that they hinted at in 73, 76, like exploring more of Abel's relationship towards Sarkicism, and specifically towards Grand Karcist Ion. And since, this is being remixed as, a Sarkic anomaly, and the Church of the Broken God intervenes to try to mess with it as well. And it comes up with this like big revelation to what the pool actually is, and like giving some hints to like what's to come later in the canon.
I think the red pool is kind of forgotten a little bit with all of the series 1 skips that are just massively famous. That's one of the skips that got me into the fandom, was the red pool, and just like how mysterious it was. The newer skips, I think, kind of lose a little bit of that. Like, they explain too much, and the red pool did not do that. And that's what I love about the red pool, and I'm glad to see that got remixed and tied into Cain and Abel. That's really cool. I haven't read anything yet from Montague that I don't like. My favorite entry in the contest was 7652. It's a remix of, I don't remember the original number, it's a series 1 article, the Teenage Succubus.
Oh, 166.
It's a coming of age story where she realizes she starts to see people as more than just basically meat. And she's
wow.
they have lives and families and they care about people. And it's tragic and it's sad. And I like sad. I was glad to see an article that ends that way.
We all need more tragedy in our lives.
And I think that that personally fits with not just like the narrative of 166, but essentially the real history concerning the original article, because like 166, the original one, is not really remembered fondly, mainly because it preys on like the Catholic schoolgirl like motif, and it comes off really weird and gross, and it
sounds fetishized.
And there's been other attempts of like trying to change and grow from that as well, like the SCP-0166, which is just a version of 166 that's like, growing up, getting older, and just like tired of being viewed as merely this like sexual object. Cassie, you want to tell us about all the other new skips?
Here I do. There are 51 new skips. Are there any over 100 upvotes? No. And someone's, plural, should fix that. Any over 50? 2. That could be better, could be worse. How many new tales? 25. Are there any over 100 upvotes? No. And yet again, more someone should fix that also. Are there any over 50? 1. And go read those, please. Go.
I think the low numbers here could probably be attributed to contest fatigue.
Oh, yeah.
Because authors have writing fatigue, readers have, reading fatigue, voting fatigue. We're coming out of a pretty big contest, and I think there's a lot of that going on over the last couple of weeks. So we should see those numbers bump up here pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, that is probably absolutely correct. With all those new stories from that contest, people have probably been all over that and just taken a break from scouring the site for all the new things. Then, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I saw that happen last year with the ABCs of Death with the October anthology. I saw that happen.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of amazing articles that just got completely overlooked. So keep your eyes out, man. I'm sure that out of those new skips, there's probably some real bangers from maybe some new authors that didn't have the confidence to get into a contest quite yet. I think there's probably some good ones in there. You guys want to hear my favorite joke?
Yes.
Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana.
Boo. Boo.
Ew.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ew.
The existence of anomalies, these horrific entities, seem to defy all meaning. They care not for reason or logic, for these ideas have no hold on them. just as the Minotaur was formed when the god Poseidon caused King Minos' wife to fornicate with a bull. No, seriously, that's how the story goes. Like, the king fails to make one sacrifice, so Poseidon makes his wife fuck a cow. It's pretty messed up. It's how Greek mythology was, but so too are these horrific anomalies born from the womb of the void. These are
Tales from the Deepwell.
Item number SCP-7938. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-7938 is contained in a containment cell similar to a human backyard. It has a large box in the middle of the containment cell. No form of harm is to be done to 7938A, as to prevent a containment breach of 7938B. One D-Class personnel is to enter the containment cell to refill the water and food bowl of -A. -B is to be kept in the containment box in the middle of the cell, and is to only be opened if researcher allows it. In case of containment breach, a member of D-Class personnel is to cause harm to -A, and to wait for -B to return to the cell, and then kill the D-Class. The containment cell is to have dog toys at all times for -A, and is to get new toys every month. Description: SCP-7938 is composed of 2 separate anomalies. -A is a small 8-month-old golden retriever puppy. It doesn't appear to physically age and requires constant attention. -B appears to be more wolf-like than -A. It also seems to show extreme aggression to anyone who harms -A. Otherwise, -B doesn't seem to care much when in contact with other creatures. It's important to note that -B appears to know the exact location of anyone who harmed -A. Reports of bystanders say that there appears to be a cloud of black fog before a big wolf appears and rips the throat out of the victim, leaving them there to die.
Let's take a break before we go off-site.
Thanks to our sponsor, Dotto's Pill, for what make the people old and horny. Dotto has watched television and see commercial with the old peoples in bathtub and think people old and horny do the raw dog. So Dotto make medicine to do the old and horny. Thanks, Dotto, for the generous patronage. It's been 4 hours, and I should probably call a doctor now. Let's talk YouTube, Noli.
Dr. Maxwell is an SCP reading channel who makes great quality audio content and currently has over 17,000 subscribers. He recently released a 30-minute reading of SCP-354, The Red Pool. For those unaware, this is a classic Series 1 SCP that explores a mysterious, large, blood-red pool of liquid that every so often seems to spit out dangerous entities that usually threaten the site. The Foundation appears to greenlight an expedition into the pool itself to see if there's anything on the other side, and one researcher gives a terrifying theory about the anomaly. Give the video a look and subscribe to Dr. Maxwell while you're at it.
Mr. Illustrated, formerly known as SCP Illustrated, released Part 8 to his series adapting SCP-1730, What Happened to Site-13 by DJ Cactus. In it, the story reaches its climax as MTF Tau 5, better known as Samsara, must lead the survivors in a mad dash to escape the insanity that is the interdimensionally misplaced Site-13, and witnessing a climactic showdown between 3 of the most powerful anomalies the Foundation is aware of.
SCP Sedition is an SCP series airing on Tat's Top Videos on YouTube, and a continuation of their Ask SCP series that expands on the original concept, which follows a Foundation employee, simply known as Watch, who is sent to interview various anomalies. The show encourages viewers to send in their own questions for certain SCPs, and the best ones will be used in future videos. Since the show began in 2017, episodes have included interviews with SCP-035, SCP-049, and SCP-079.
Their most recent episode is a second part to an interview with SCP-343, a being who claims to be God himself. Here's a clip of Watch and site director Jacobs interviewing the self-proclaimed Sky Daddy as the discussion turns to the entity's familial ties with other anomalous beings.
Anyone can have these powers?
Yes.
So any of us could just be walking around, the next Jesus Christ, and just not know it.
Would that mean that by definition you'd classify your son as an SCP?
To be categorized as such is irrelevant. Do you believe I call myself SCP for anything but your benefit?
Well, actually, you insist on God.
Then why should I impose such a thing upon my own ilk? Jesus of Nazareth is my descendant, a direct line rather than an invention such as Adam and Eve and the betrayer.
That's supposed to be Lilith.
Do not speak her name. A child or creation or product of either. Anything you might classify as SCP are still life by any standard. Given the rate their numbers increase, it is evident they are as natural to this world as human beings, and therefore should be valued just as equally.
In that case, you got any other familial links? Are you related to, say, 001?
The Gate Guardian, a being without name, only singular in its purpose, an early inhabitant of my kingdom. There was a time when the Guardian was a favorite in the halls of heaven, and a good friend. They surrendered everything for their station at the gates to Eden.
Everything being...
Their life, so their identity, everything they were or could have been.
Why would they do that?
As you have said, humanity's belief in me is waning, and the servants of the Lord do not take kindly to such disloyalty.
I really like that character.
343.
Yeah, he's great. I love everything related to him. He's just fantastic.
The Offshoot, the animated SCP series chronicling the day-to-day lives of Foundation researchers in an office-style mockumentary, released its pilot episode last week to an outstanding start. Over 4,000 subscribers and 20,000 views in the first week. The team's currently working on its first season, and I think we're all looking forward to the shenanigans the staff at Site 19S will be getting into with great anticipation. Congratulations, SC Peeps, for the fantastic start.
That's my team.
So excited for you!
Such a big star.
Literally 2 days ago, we were excited because we were breaking 10,000 views. And now, like 2 days later, we hit 20,000.
It's happening.
Amazing.
What's going on in podcasts?
There's a new one on the block. The Site 65 podcast. Stories and discussions told in the POV of in-universe Foundation employees of Site 65. In the episodes I checked out, they discussed everything from MTF war stories and battle scars to which sites had the best couches for napping. If you like meandering discussions, check out the Site 65 podcast on Spotify. New episodes air on Sundays.
Ooh, are there results for Find Us Alive's People's Choice voting?
Not yet. They're still going through the final rounds. Should hear something in early October.
Discordia Publishing is developing the entire Daybreak hub into a graphic novel, featuring an international list of artists from around the world: Koyakoa, Raleigh Marshadesh, Alex Gunther, Marcos Lima, Mark Originals, Christian Carlin, and Hernan Gonzalez.
The Daybreak Hub consists of 22 articles and video files written by authors like Dr. Sumerian, Anahaz, Felix Oyu, Sketchy Thoughts, Chifu, and others, including SCP-001 SD Locke's proposal, When Day Breaks. According to the YouTube EA Scenario Wiki, SCP-001 When Day Breaks tells the story of humanity going extinct in an apocalyptic future, told through a masterful and horrifying combination of normal format SCP writing mixed together with prose.
Originally written for the SCP-3000 contest, Daybreak is an end-of-the-world saga. The sun transforms and causes all living things to melt like wax but stay alive. An SCP-tail hybrid, it is written from the perspective of a Foundation agent attempting to reach safety. The administrator's note from the About the Foundation page spawned the idea of flipping the dark, bad, light, good dichotomy.
According to Discordia, they anticipate a 172-page hardcover, which is currently around 90% complete. The Daybreak graphic novel Kickstarter is tentatively scheduled to kick off around Halloween. Since we're on the topic, Cassie, Nolan, what are your favorite 001 proposals?
The first that comes to mind is SCP-001, the Ouroboros Cycle from DJ Cactus. And for anyone who hasn't read that, it's 4 separate stories, but they're all interconnected. With the first being about a possible 001, telling about the Foundation's start. Another being about the Church of the Broken Gods seemingly rebuilding their god Mechane to horrific results. Another one, which is sort of Dr. Manhattan-esque, with a researcher becoming a pretty much omnipotent god, and all culminating in essentially a short novel called The Way It Ends, which is members of the Chaos Insurgency going on a mission to eliminate all of the O5 Council, as they believe that they are responsible for all of the growing anomalous activity in the world. It also is the start of the current canon that Cactus has going on, which I believe is coming to an end soon enough.
Didn't he announce his retirement or something?
Wait, whomst?
Cactus.
Yeah, Cactus announced that he's retiring from the SCP Wiki, and the finale to his canon is going to be his, last goodbye before retiring.
Oh my god. Wait, so he's gonna finish whatchamacallit, right?
Dyslexia, dysentery, diabetes.
My brain shut up. Oh man, I will.
Yeah.
That is a loss for the
DJ
community.
Cactus, if you're listening, which you're probably not, because we all know that you don't give a shit about what goes on offsite, please finish that book, because we don't want Cassie to die.
He will die. That'll suck to see him go. I mean, he needs to take care of himself. Above all else, he needs to be okay and happy and healthy. So absolutely understand, but that's a loss, and I hope he's okay. Yeah. Bro, Rounder House presented me with some nonsense that absolutely destroyed me. His series for the first one for the
Amani Ram.
Yeah, Gold was the first one.
Amani Ram. I cannot read it enough. Amani Ram really fucking blew me away.
So that makes it really kind of awkward for me to say my favorite 001 is Amani Ram.
Okay, so quick shout out to the absolute fuck behind SCP Unredacted for doing Amani Ram as a reading and blowing my goddamn mind.
That's what I was going to say. That's why it's my favorite, because I tend to prefer shorter articles. I'm just a short story guy. And when I heard SCP Unredacted do Amani Ram, I was just like, oh my God, this is what 001s are?
I'm going to reach through this microphone and stab you. When I heard Unredacted, you absolute twat. So get this. I had a conversation with this guy once, and he was a total dickbag. I was absolutely... I can't finish the sentence. Man, he was such a jerk. He just likes to talk about himself, and I am so special, and I'm bullshit. Lord knows I love the Exploring series. I should show you my fucking Spotify record from last year of how it's my most listened to thing. I have like 40, I don't know, the whole year of listening to his podcast last year and falling asleep. I mean, he did a Monty Rom, and it was amazing. I was fascinated. And then listening to it being like acted out, it is so different. It changed the whole perspective for me on it. Even reading it, I mean, yeah, I'm reading the words that they're acting out right now. Listening to that and the different voice actors and everybody's different, it was mind-bogglingly good. Amazing job by everybody. Not you. Everybody else, not you.
Thank you very much. And that
You're
was enough
welcome.
of a plug for the rest of this series until the end.
I didn't mean it to be, but it's fucking true, man. It doesn't even have to be a plug, but it's
Just
listen. It deserves the attention that it gets.
All right, Nolan, take us into our next segment.
And now, the sound of pipes dripping.
This was an anthrax bacterial episode of bloom, so to speak, microscopic. That can be like bloom, that phytoplankton, that can cause detrimental effects. This diverse array of blooms, or highly dense aggregations of algae, something that was causing those blooms to happen for a little while, but something that was causing this ultimate biological threat. Something that was causing those blooms to happen for a little while. This was an anthrax bacterial episode. Something that was causing those blooms to happen for a little while, but then it died down, and we're still not sure we understand the biology fully of that organism. Detrimental effect. Algae. Biological. Algae. Biological.
Do you guys know Bill has put together a collaborative SCP album with 33 tracks that were either inspired by SCPs or created by members of the community? An SCP-themed album. To kick off Volume 2, Billith has released Side 0, which is a 15-track promotional compilation, the first of 3 releases for Volume 2. It's currently available to download for free on Bandcamp. We'll put the link in the show notes so you can check it out.
We have a special guest with us this week. She is known under many different professions: popular wiki author, talented graphic designer, and professional round house shit talker. She's a Tartarian of many talents. Please welcome to the show, Fantem.
Hey, how you all doing tonight?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Better now that you're here.
So Fantem, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of your work that you've done on the wiki?
All right. Let's see. Would you guys like to hear about my latest project with Pessimistic, or just like the series as a whole, folks?
Anything you do with the Pessimistic is worth talking about.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I'll go ahead and talk about Whole Blood first. Whole Blood is a legalistic cyberpunk canon written by a Pessimistic and I, centering around the Orc Demon Primos Fetiche von Treble, or close family, and the exploits with the Foundation, as well as the Volgal exopolitics of Paradiso and Inferno, this can's take of Heaven and Hell. It is very aggressively queer and aggressively furry.
Best ever.
Hell yes.
Yes. And it does it well.
Oh yeah. We take great pride in just having the right amount of furry and horny and mwah. I love the Basket Sex Walk.
Chef's kiss.
And you're also writing...
We are writing a book called Some Rotten Man, a book of bad decisions by Maggie Clef. That is the title. It's a 100K world psycho western choose your own adventure about Otto Clef gunning through the ghosts of his past to save his daughter SCP 166, aka Maggie Clef.
And so if you had to gauge like percentage wise where you guys are on the project, where do you think you would put it?
In terms of a first draft, I would say that we are about to reach 70% done.
So, and you said a full-on book. Now you're going to put it on the wiki, but do you think you're going to publish?
We might. We're not entirely sure, but we will definitely be exploring that option. And if we do, we'll probably be investing in a lot more of maybe like fun facts about things, or maybe extra illustrations. Depends on how we can like fit that in. We want to give like incentive.
And when you get into illustrations of Pessimistic, my God, a Pessimistic's art.
Oh my God, yes.
He is so talented, it's not even fail.
Can I fangirl for a second?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, Sol Invictus fucking changed everything for me. Reading things on the... I've been reading things on the Wikipedia for a while. For a long time. Not as long as some people, not as much as some people, but Sol Invictus was altering. Absolutely altered my brain chemistry and how now I process other stories and how most of them aren't nearly as good. I read Sol Invictus when SCP Unredacted covered it. So I went back and I read it on my own, and I had to read everything else and everybody else and anything connecting to this story of yours. And I just wanted to tell you thank you.
On one hand, that is the most flattering thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But also, I am so sorry for bestowing that curse upon you.
No, I am going to be singing praises to you for... I can't imagine that ever ending. Sol Invictus really was something... It's special.
The only thing I regret about that is not having enough time for Possum to draw Adrian in the swimsuit.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Make it happen. Do the thing.
Oh.
I want it. Now I need it. Now I need it in life. Oh my.
And Pim as well.
So good. Oh God, Primrose is just...
Not gonna lie, I know Primrose is into Tartarian chicks and all, but I kind of got a thing for Primrose.
I have a thing for... Look, I will fight you for Primrose. I will fight you for... No, because I'll fight you just to look at her, but I want you to look at her too, so this fight is kind of bullshit, and we should just gaze upon the glory that is fucking this. That is mommy. Okay, Primrose is mommy. I said it. I did it. It's over with.
She is definitely mommy material.
I'm starting to think that Primrose was a sexual awakening for some of us here.
Phantom, now that you're here with us.
Yes.
It's time for a new segment of the show we like to call Don't Blink.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a game, and for this game, we bring on a guest. We give that guest 1 second to see a piece of artwork and then 10 seconds to describe it. Are you ready to play Don't Blink? You ready?
Let's do the shit.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Awesome. Well, that fucked. Awesome.
I don't know about you, but I saw a titty.
I'm into it.
10 seconds, go.
Okay, it was a redhead woman exploding into a mess of tendrils. It was probably something to do. If I had to register a guess, it was
Time's
something to do
up!
with the Nulk.
I saw at least one titty and a bunch of fucking eyeballs. Jeez.
Yep.
The second one is queued up. Ready, set, go.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay. 2-panel comic. The first panel was like a wasteland. The second panel was like I think Shy Guy huddled into like a little like ball.
Time's up.
Contemplating his life decisions.
And the third.
Now I want to write a thing about Shy Guy contemplating his life decisions.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Jesus.
Oh boy. Okay, that fucked too. That's awesome. Okay, woman having a tendril moment with a skeleton. They're both drenched in blood. And skies last minute before the apocalypse, my guess. Very touching.
No,
Awesome.
tender moment with the skeleton. Because it looked very romantic, so I understand. But the sentence was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can bring them all up.
Oh my god.
What you're looking at is the sneak preview
Oh!
Ooh.
from the Daybreak graphic novel. They haven't even finished it yet. They're going to kick off the Kickstarter in October, and Discordia Publishing sent me these and others that we'll do with other authors in future episodes. But this is a sneak preview of the art from the graphic novel.
Oh, wow.
I'll post these images over on our Patreon so that you don't just have to listen to Fantem describe them awesomely, but you can see them for yourself.
Tender moment with a skeleton. Love it.
That is a tender moment.
Good. So good.
I love this. This is such good art. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to.
Do the game. Win the points. We have one more game before we go into listener mail. Cassie, you want to take us into that?
Here, we ask and/or blackmail a wiki author to tell us 2 facts about themselves, along with 1 lie, and you, the audience, get to guess which is the lie. Last week, Montague, etc., sent us these. Met Bernie Sanders once at a diner. Realized they were genderqueer because of an SCP author's blog post. And didn't learn how to drive until they were 24. I call driving.
I picked Bernie.
I call driving.
I think driving because like it's just like it's the age specifically that gets me.
Okay, so I've told them I didn't learn how to drive until I was 38. So it's likely not driving until 24, but compared to how specifically perfect the other 2 are, it's that one. It's less interesting.
So you picked it based on it being the least interesting of the 3?
Yeah.
I picked Bernie because I think it's the easiest one to lie about.
I can't say this for certain, but I don't think it's the second one, and I think because me being me, I may or may not have done that. I don't know, and I cannot.
You might have wrote the blog post.
I might.
Oh my god, you might have. Oh my god.
Fantem's turning all of us gay.
What did we get from social media?
On our social media, it looked like driving was the most popular answer from the community.
Jesus Christ, it's the world against me. All right.
Yeah.
Who's got the answer?
The answer was that they didn't learn how to drive till we're 24.
Son of a
Knew it.
bitch.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Love it.
So Fantem, what are your 2 truths and a lie?
Okay, so I wrote this as to be as batshit insane as possible.
Love it already.
I had a sexual awakening when I watched a Safe for Work 3 rave music video of Sandstorm by Darude. My dad was a cocaine cowboy in Detroit back in the 70s. I didn't know that AFAD folk won't bone without dicks until I was 16.
Wait, so you thought that all Did you just think that?
I'm gonna let all those 3 things marinate in your skulls.
Oh my god.
No matter what you pick, it's going to be fucking ridiculous.
I'm gonna guess
Oh man.
no dicks for AFAB people because that feels like something I would do.
I'm gonna take no dicks for 2,000, Alex.
All right, is it no dicks?
Show us no dicks.
We'll drop that on our socials. Leave us a comment and tell us what you think, and we'll find out Phantom's dirty lie in the next episode. Do we have any listener mail?
Yes, this time yes, from Austin Toach. Wow, new podcast. I'm so happy to have another SCP podcast to listen to every week. Will you guys do any themed episodes?
Thanks for the mail, Austin. We're glad you're enjoying the podcast. We're always open to suggestions, and we've knocked around the idea. But for now, we're going to stick with the current format and try to venture into themes once we're a little more seasoned. Although Halloween is coming up, and that seems like a good theme as any.
Help us make the show better and send us your feedback. And if you see something happening in the SCP community that you think we should know about, drop us a note at scpweekly.mail@gmail.com or interact with us on our socials on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and the platform formerly known as Twitter. You'll find all the links in the show notes.
And that's all we have for this week. Thank you all so much for joining us. Remember, there's more content for our patrons at patreon.com/scpweekly. You can subscribe without paying anything and see all the stuff that we say we're going to post throughout the episode, like these awesome Daybreak illustrations. And patrons, like Evan McDonell, get access to unedited and behind-the-scenes content.
Literally, the show is twice as long on Patreon. We could take all of that content and make it its own show. That's how much it is. It's totally worth it, and your support helps us keep the lights on.
Intro and outro music was Shitty Train by Of Men and Wolves, licensed by Epidemic Sound. The sound of pipes dripping was Algal Bloom by Slowgramming. Find it at soundcloud.com/slowgramming. The Deepwell was SCP-7398. RIP. Written by Ripper34 and performed by SiriusBacon. Thanks to Fantem for playing games and lying to us. Thanks to our sponsor, Dotto's Pill, for what make the people old and horny. You think it's worth it? Well, it kinda is, but... SCP Weekly is distributed by Smooth Cadence Productions. SCP Weekly is not affiliated with the SCP Foundation Wiki, and as such, the opinions presented in this program are our own and do not necessarily reflect those of the Wiki or its staff.
Music is provided by Epidemic Sound.
Content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Share-alike 3.0, and all concepts originate from the SCP Wiki and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is also released under CC by SA 3.0.
Until next time, I'm Kelsey.
I'm Cassie.
I'm Noli, the K is silent, and this has been SCP Weekly.
So, Phantom, I got to ask your opinion on the size of galaxies and the minimum number of stars.
Don't do this to us.
Oh no!
Don't you fucking
What
do it!
are you afraid I'm going to set you off? Cassie, Cassie, I don't even have to talk about galaxies. I can set you off with one word. You want to know what the word is? I can set you off with one word. Milk.
Shit. You know what?
Milk.
Don't get walled.
Milk.
I hate only you, not all of you. Just Kelsey. I'd rather talk about galaxies. I don't wanna, but you're just mean. You're a terrible person. You know, I
don't even like milk.
I don't either.
I have zero context.
Why are we talking about milk?
My brain is in the gutter right now.
Because as long as we don't bring up Milk Hub, that's just... I don't even have words.
Oh, Milk Hub.
No.
We're talking about Milk Hub.
No.
I thought Cassie was just lactose intolerant and we were triggering her like a vegan.
No. The word of the day is no, my friends.
I've never seen Cassie not want to talk about something so bad.
I will reach through this microphone and slap you on the nose.
So, Phantom, what is your opinion on what the minimum number of stars that should be allowed to compose a galaxy?
Can we don't?
Yes.
1.
Yay!
How dare you,
Hey!
Phantom?
Hey!
You know what? Fuck this. I quit the show.
He's throwing his headphones in disgust.
You're asking a whole
No,
Go hang
fuck
out
this.
with your
Fuck
SC
this.
peeps.
I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone.